All right, I'm back with the second video. I was reading some material about, uh, well, mostly about just, let's go through this. Like, we should be EQing um, before we're putting on delay, reverb, chorus. So there's like uh, like we shouldn't do delays until the end, and also like reverb and stuff. We should be EQing our original sound here before we mess with all of these effects. So I'm just gonna walk you through. I was gonna do it off screen, but I was like, you know what, I'm doing it. Let's record it. And you could kind of, this video might be longer because you're just gonna watch me do this from scratch. So I want this, and honestly, all I did was clone here. So now we have a copy of this first one, and you're gonna see me delete a lot of stuff. So first of all, we're gonna cut this, and we're gonna paste that there. That way we have a pattern playing while we're going through this. Sorry, it's a little repetitive, but all this stuff we're just gonna delete, get it out of here. We might keep the dry. We'll keep the dry setting, but yep, delete. Oh, my spike, that's gonna get deleted. So you're gonna see me recreate all of this in this video, which is gonna be fun. All right. Oh, and that shouldn't be deleted. I don't know. We'll figure it out later. You know what? Delete everything. All right, so we're going into Citrus here, and we're deleting again. So this is what I did before, and I was like, you know what? Why not just make the video where I just, do all of this stuff over again, because I didn't really record what I was doing in the first place. So a lot of this is going to be like putting stuff into place that I already know where it's going to go. I will keep this though, because this is like kind of what I want to happen with Citrus. Okay. So the powerful thing in here is Fruity Balance is our most powerful thing. So we're gonna put this to 2-minute trance plug. Oh, and then we're gonna name that 2-minute trance plug out. So that's gonna go here, and then we're gonna create another balance. And we can honestly like see this little click mousy thingy. So if you hold your mouse on here and drag it, it just makes more. Right click, move, right click, move. So we're gonna use a lot of these, so I might as well just make a bunch of them. And then we're gonna do dry, and we're gonna connect that to the out, and we're gonna go back to our main part. So this should all be playing audio here. That one's off right now, so we're just gonna turn this one up. And this one should be at, okay. So now we got our main synth playing. We got an output, and then we got our dry. And then we're gonna name this like FX in. So this is gonna link to some more FX. And then, actually, now that I think about it, I'm like thinking ahead, FX1 in. And then we're gonna do, see, I'm not used to the drag and drop thing. FX2 in. And then we'll figure out how to use this later. But these are eventually gonna get connected to our output. Just to recap the last video, we are working in 2-minute trance pluck. Here's my first try at it. Didn't like it. Second try at it. Still weird. But we're working in Citrus, which is a FL Studio plugin. It's got like a main output here. You can mess with a lot of knobs. There's other tutorials out there if you want to get used to it. Basically we're putting this in Patcher. And so this looks like not clunky, but once you get in here, it looks clunky. So this is the main reason to use patchers, because you want to keep this area clean so you could work with stuff, and then go like Inception level to where it gets clunky again. Okay, and let me bring up, see, I've been looking at this effects thing. So gain staging, we don't have to worry about that. Saturation, we'll do all this gain staging, saturation. We're gonna do this within Patcher, or within Citrus. So we're gonna set up a subtractive EQ. So let's do that. So we're gonna want to set up FL EQ2, and what we're gonna do here is basically create it so we can control this side and this side with some knobs. We could make it where we can like control this one all the way 100%, and then control this one all the way to 0 whatever percent. So we'll do that. We'll actually make 2 of these, and then forgive me if I'm wrong about this, but I keep getting like high pass and low pass mixed up. We'll just call this one high, and that'll control like the higher end, and then we'll call this one low, and it'll control the lower end. So what we don't want all of these, we just want one of these. So we're just gonna turn these guys off. Left click and then just drag all the way down. We're just gonna click these off. This is gonna be like really simple. We only want this control here, and you can see I'm like moving it around. You can see down here, this knob moves it, and this one moves it. So this is kind of what we want, are these two. So we're going to activate these two so we can control them. And then once I click out, and you'll see these 2 activations here. Bottom left, I have the helper open. It says band, and then band 1, and band 1 level, which is I think this one, and then the frequency, which goes from like 20 to 10,000. So this frequency controls that. And now how we want to control that, actually let's do an FX in here. That way we can split. FX in, and then, so I don't know what I do. So I have this habit here to put a bunch of, I already have a bunch of balances. Why am I doing that? And then we'll just rename this like low in, just so like if we open it up later and we look at it and we're like, what is going on? So low in, low out, and then we'll put I already have a bunch of these scattered around and I'm trying to find them. We'll put wet out, and we'll connect this here just in case like we need to connect this to there. Oh, by the way, okay. And we'll do the same down here. High in, high out. We'll connect those. And then here's our FX in. So we can like, now we can you can kind of see the flow here. So now we want to control between our dry and our wet, and we'll add no, we don't have to add plugin. We just right click and then drag, and then we add wet. So that way we can it makes it easier in like the naming phase of these, like dry and wet, and then FX in. So now what we're working with, we need to, so both of these are at full volume, and they're both sending through the channel all the way to the output. So we want to turn one off and then turn the other one on at the simultaneously with one button. And how we do that is we just create a control surface. And then we'll rename this as wet, dry. So with the click of a button here, and we're going to create a button. I go with default, and I've been doing this just because width 500, size, height 200, and properties, font height, I'm going with 4, whoops. Yeah, 40, okay. And then rename to wet, dry. So when we click this button, you know, it's got an on-off state. And we could go back and look, it's got an output here. And this output is called wet dry. And that's what we named this one, wet dry. So we're gonna link this to our wet. We can't link it yet because we have to activate. If you want something to interact with another thing, you'll have to activate it. So right click on volume, activate. Open up dry, right click, activate. Same thing with this, and we're gonna get into like all these knobs and stuff are gonna be activated. So we're like all of these on this page, on operator 1, on operator 2, all these little knobs on the side here are all gonna be, well, I guess you can't activate those, but yeah, we're gonna activate a lot of stuff. And it's going to give us control, like here, let's do a knob just to, we can like do multiple things. Like we can link this knob to multiple controllers, multiple stuff here. Like it can control, I can link this knob to all of these and just move it around, and all of these will move. And then after that, we just make an automation clip. Let's skip ahead just to show you the end game of this. Of how I'm going to use these knobs. So we're going to activate the knob, right? And then we're going to create an automation clip. Am I doing it right? I don't think I'm doing it right. Why is there not like an option to just do an automation clip there? Okay, so there, is that it? No, that's not it. Where do I link? Sorry, my own tutorial time. Pretty sure I could figure this out on my own. Yeah, see, there's a lot of UI stuff going on. Where is it? I should have. So I should have been able to click this knob, activate. There's 2 activates? See, that's weird. Okay, so I didn't know that. I did not know there's 2 activates. That is strange. Okay, so what the first activate, of course, is going to be here. See? That's our first activation right there, to activate it to a controller. And then our second activation is to activate it with automation clip. So now we have an automation clip controlling this. And what we want to do is go into our song here. So it says, so you can see this is why I named things. 2-minute trance pluck patch number 2 citrus. 2-minute trance pluck 5 wet dry knob 7. So now we can make this kind of go here. Let's make it like a bunch of points here that'll just randomly move the knob around. So this is an automation clip. It's going from 0% to 100% stuff. You can't see it here, but let's go back to our patcher. And then let's go back to our knob and look at the knob. I don't know if you can see it. Can I? Size 2.5. There we go. I should just make these all bigger. Like, let's do 700. Oh, it doesn't really increase the knob size. That's weird. But yeah, you can see the knob. I can change the style as well for easier viewing. There we go. That's an easy one. So I'm not pressing anything. All that's going on is that automation clip that I set down is controlling this knob. See, it's like going back and forth and stuff. So that's kind of the end game of what we're trying to do. We'll keep that one up. What are we working on? Wet dry. Okay, so we want this button, wet dry button. So we're gonna link this to our volumes here. So that volume. Oh, nope, that's the knob. See, the knob is controlling this now. See? The automation is controlling the knob is controlling the volume. Isn't that cool? So you can like set it up where you mix volumes of two things. Like this one's being, that one's not being moved around. So if I link this here, you can see like now this volume is moving around because of that automation clip. But we don't want that one. We want this one. So this is our on-off button. So now they're both off. So this button is just an on-off switch for them. So we need something in between to kind of inverse them. You know, like make them probably spending like lots of time just moving this UI around. So this controller here, if we set it to an XY, that's 100%. That's the like if the knob or volume slider is 100% up, it's going to be full, and if it's 0% all the way turned down, it's going to be 0. So we can inverse this. If the knob is turned 100% up, it's going to be at 0, and if it's turned all the way down, it's going to be at 100%. On, off. So we need to create two of these. My first one I usually put on, off. And then we're going to create a second one, which is going to be off, on. And this is our XY. This is an XY grid, you know. Boop, boop, boop. So it's like the slider's at 0. And the more you like move the knob upwards, it's going to go towards 100%. So if the knob's in the middle, it's going to be at 50%. And we want this continuous output. I don't know why, but that's how it works. So we got our two knobs here. Now we got to put an input here. And all of these are, I'm lost on these. I want to mess around with them. There's a lot of stuff to mess with, but we're just going to go global modulation X. So that is our modulation. And it's global. So now we're going to put two outputs, articulator 1 and articulator 2. So 1 is our on. So when we turn it on, it's going to be dry, and 2 is our off. So when it's off, it's going to be wet. And now we want to put the actual button here. We're going to disconnect it from wet and dry. If you see on the bottom left, that little helper, it says wet, dry. Wet, dry. So now it's going to control our volume on both of these. So they're both off right now. Let's click the button, see what happens. We have sound again. Ignore the switch. That switch is our buddy. And you can see this volume's at 0. The wet volume is all the way up. So if we turn this off, dry is going to be up and wet is going to be down. And so the wet goes to our effects here. So let's change some of our effects. Let's turn this down and then press the button and see what happens. And then we'll do the same on the high. We'll like mess with the high too. Okay. Oh, actually, I think I might have messed. No, we're doing fine. We are doing fine. So now we need to make more of these controllers here. So we got our wet dry. And now we got to start making knobs for low and high. So let's add a plugin, and we're going to do another control surface. And we're going to rename this low sub. We'll do sub EQ so we can like, and this is just going to be a general EQ. And this is going to actually be a knob. And then we can do low and high. There we go. So now that we've made the buttons here, they're going to show up in this little bitty part here. I wish I could like screen zoom. Maybe I can mess with OBS to try to like zoom so like you can see. We gotta make OBS like huge. Okay, so now you can see like these little buttons here. You can't see the names now, which sucks. But yeah, the top one's low because that was the first one we made. And it's really important to like make these in order. Like, if the first one you make is the first one, and if you make them out of order, you're kind of stuck with it. Let's transform this, fit to screen. There we go. Widen this a bit so you don't see the bottom there. Okay, so now we got these low and high buttons. What do we do with them? We want to activate low here. So our low is number 1 here. So we want to activate the frequency. So let's, oh, it's already activated. Cool. So right there's a frequency. So low is going to affect frequency. No. Wait. Hold on. Yeah, it's going to affect frequency, and I think we need to change the shape of our EQ here, which is there. So now, and this is really cool, like if I bring up low and I go to sub EQ, no, it's putting it out. Why is it putting it out? Okay, there it is. Right, it's right here. Is it because it's full screened? Oh no, I just... Ah! It's not working! Okay, so now it's tiny. Alright. We want this just big enough, right there, and then sub EQ. So now we can see our EQ, and then now we can... Oh. Why are they stepping on each other? So, yep, now you can see when I move this knob, it's gonna move that. We're just cutting out the low end. But I don't want it to start from 0. I want it to start here and be down there. So we got to flip this. Wet dry envelope controller. Nope, we're doing sub EQ controller. So we're gonna do another envelope controller here. And we're gonna actually put this bottom to top. And now we're gonna link the input parameter global XY. Keep that in your head. Do not forget that because, all right, and then output articulation 1. So we're gonna move this here. We're gonna disconnect here. So if you right click here, you can like kind of see, and they have like highlighted check marks. So sub EQ, that's coming from our sub EQ, and there's like fruity envelope, blah, blah, blah. These aren't checked, so uncheck there. Because sometimes there's multiple, like here, there's multiple connections, but you can see which ones are connected. So now we're gonna put it to our frequency. Why is it doing that weird thing? Before it would let me like look at, oh, it's the wrong one. Okay. I think it keeps closing. Like I want this to stay on top. Is there a setting for that? Nope, we just have to move this over. Okay, let's do this. All of our controllers are going to be really tiny now. Just the smallest windows ever. Okay, so now we can move this. We gotta. So it's all the way off. That's off. And then now we want. No, it's not. It's not doing what I want. Sorry, troubleshooting. Here, let's do this real quick. What is this behind? Oh, I think this is the one messing everything up because it's in full screen or something. All right, let's turn this one down. There we go. Nice. Okay, so now you can like see both of them. I figured it out. But we don't want this knob to go all the way 100%. We don't want it to go like all the way into the mids or past the mids, you know. We just want to cut out like the lows. So how do we stop this knob from going from 0% to 100%? Actually in the same controller that we were using, the envelope controller. So you see here we can control. So if it's all the way at 0, it's at 0. So if it goes all the way up, we can control this to be like 50%. I think I've been doing like 30%, and that's about the sweet spot. Did I do the wrong one? Oh, I did the wet dry. Shoot. It's wet dry is busted. Okay, so we do. So now let's name these. Wet dry. Rename. See, this is why you name stuff. Sub. And I just put name as I was talking. SubEQ. Okay, SubEQ 1. So we put this about 30%. Nope, that's wet dry. SubEQ. Okay, 30%, and we gotta lower that. Lower that 30%. Oh, it's negative 30%, not positive. Duh. And that cuts like the bass out. I don't know if you can hear it because we might be on our wet dry. Here, let's make our pattern have a little bit of bassiness to it, huh? We'll just put a G note throughout. Can't go wrong with the G note. Okay, so we figured out the top end. Let's do the bottom end here. Sub EQ low, and we're gonna copy that over. And we're gonna input parameters XY, output articulation 1, and we're gonna put this to our input. Okay, so now we're doing this one. So now we do the same. Can I drag this over and it'll be the same? Okay, cool, it's the same. So we delete this one, and then we put this one in its place. Oh, that one was... Okay, so that first one was like really messing with our sound. I was muted for the longest time there, so I just was not talking. I had to sneeze and then I muted and I forgot to unmute, but I hope you guys like visually followed along with kind of just the ins and out here. A lot of what I said is look at the bottom left, like turn on the helper. Where is it? Hint bar. So go to view, toolbars, and then go to hint bar, and that'll just like show up. And it's been really helpful because this top left thing, if you want to like go into like this and you're like turning it, or not that, but if you're adjusting like these kind of knobs and stuff, if you look at the top left, it's really tiny, and sometimes looking up there is like just annoying. But looking at the bottom left, I see that hint bar, and it's a lot easier for my eyes to track. But we got like a working subtractive EQ, and I think what's the next step if I'm going off of this website? So we got subtractive EQ. Now we got to work on compression. And then we'll do compression and additive EQ. So I will begin work on those, and I'll, I guess, make a new video for that one because this one has gone on way too long.